Our guest speaker today is First Sergeant Alan Myers, the Deputy Commandant at the Strength Maintenance Training Center. First Sergeant Alan Myers was born in Lafayette, Indiana. He lived most of his life in Arkansas and joined the Arkansas Army National Guard in October of 2002. He attended basic training and advanced individual training at Fort Sill, Oklahoma to serve as a fire direction control member. During his career, First Sergeant Myers served as a fire direction control member, military police while deployed to Kosovo, and squad leader. He also served as a recruiting and retention NCO, recruiting station commander, instructor writer, small group leader, recruiting standards branch NCO, aide to the Sergeant Major of the Army, and the 79 Tango proponent NCO. First Sergeant Alan Myers has been assigned to the following units: Battery A, 1st Battalion of the 142nd Field Artillery in Bentonville, Arkansas, the Arkansas Army National Guard Recruiting and Retention Battalion, Strength Maintenance Training Center, National Guard Bureau, Office of the Sergeant Major of the Army, USAREC Recruiting and Retention College, and is currently assigned as the Deputy Commandant at the Strength Training Center of the 79 Tango NCO Academy. First Sergeant Myers' military and civilian education includes the Senior Leaders Course, 79 Tango Conversion Course, Recruiting and Retention NCO Course, How the Army Runs Course, Battle Staff, Master Fitness Trainer, Foundation Instructor Facilitator Course, Air Assault, Army Basic Instructor Course, Systems Approach to the Training Basic Course, Small Group Instructor Training Course, Transition NCO course, and has completed his bachelor's degree in Human Resource Management through Post University. He is currently enrolled in the Master of Business Administrative degree program with a concentration in project management through Louisiana State University. First Sergeant Myers was awarded the Expert Recruiting Badge in 2009 and it awarded the Basic Army Instructor Badge in 2015. First Sergeant Myers is married to Katie Myers and has 2 children, Harper, age 9, and Max, age 4.
Good morning. So I don't like to stand behind the podium, so I didn't get behind the podium. So I would like to first send out a thank you for all the leaders who are here in the audience with us, family members, for Facebook Live who is watching from home, family members, leaders. Thank you very much for attending the SQI4 19-005 graduation. I would like to personally start by saying congratulations. You have made it through the first step it takes to be a recruiting and retention NCO for the Army National Guard. With that being said, this is just the foundational start. What you do next will make the difference for your recruiting career. What I mean by that, the schoolhouse can only give you the basic knowledge. Once you get out there and you're put on your own out 50 miles, 75 miles away from your higher headquarters, your leadership, it's going to be on you to be proactive, to have emotional intelligence, to be self-aware, to realize what you must do each and every day as a representative of the Army National Guard. Because whether you realize it or not, you are all the face of the Army National Guard for your community. You might not even talk to somebody on a Tuesday, but they're going to see you get out of your vehicle and put your cover on. They're going to see how you conduct yourself in that high school when you're just talking with a student or with a faculty and staff member. They're going to be watching and sizing and figuring out what kind of person you are, what kind of character you have. So it is up to you 100% of the time to be professional. Don't let it slip. If you got to, put a little reminder in your phone. Hey, don't forget my cover when I get out of the vehicle. Something like that. Because as you get out there in the community and you're away from a regular line unit, things are going to start to change a little bit. You're going to have a little more freedom. You're going to have a little more control of what you do and where you go. And to me, that is when a person's true character and how they are as a person and their value set is going to come out. because you don't have that squad leader, that platoon sergeant, that first sergeant sitting there right beside you or in the line unit right next to you saying, hey, don't forget to do this. Hey, did you check this? A lot of you might not even know the kind of ambitions, the kind of work ethic you might have yet. You're still figuring it out. When I started out as an SQI4 recruiter, I was an E4 when I went through SQI4. And then I picked up my E5 when I became a recruiter. Do you think I had figured out some of the basic NCO qualities I needed yet? No, I didn't. But I had the inner personal skills, work ethic to figure it out. I didn't need somebody to sit there and tell me if I said I was going to be at a certain place, I was there. I'm proud of each and every one of you. What you've decided to do is huge. How many of y'all is excited to be a member of the Army National Guard? Every one of you, right? Do you know the career field that you're embarking on right now is the most unique career field for the Army National Guard? And here's why. And it's something that's not talked about a lot. The 79 Tango MOS, if you choose to convert later on down the road, is the only MOS that is truly owned by the Guard. Think about that. 11 Bravo, 11 Charlie, 13 Mike. All the others, the proponency is active Army. But for 79 Tango MOS, it's owned by the Army National Guard. You're working in a career field that is truly Guard-centric. How amazing is that? It's awesome. So take some pride and esprit de corps in that concept and that fact that you are out there working in a career field that is truly Guard-owned. And we need each and every one of you right now, more than ever. There's thinking traps in recruiting. Trust me, there is a lot of thinking traps in recruiting. And at times, it's going to feel like you might be back in high school because of some situations or some things you might see or hear about in the recruiting command. Don't get caught in those thinking traps. Just like you learned in resiliency class about thinking traps, I'm going to give you a couple extra ones. First one being, recruiting is harder now than when I was a recruiter. It was. Recruiting is harder now than when I was a recruiter on the streets. But that's part of change. That's part of adapting. That's part of being in the Army. Adaptability. It's okay. Things should be harder. You should want a challenge. You chose one of the most challenging career fields in the Army National Guard. So, of course you want a challenge. Don't get caught and bogged down in that thinking trap of, oh, it was harder for me than it was for my NCOIC, so, they don't understand what I'm going through. When I started out right out of SQI4, it was harder for me at that time. But I still found ways to adapt and overcome and move forward and make the mission happen. It's up to all y'all to do that. It's not an excuse. Another thing, don't get caught up in the concept that the National Guard Recruiting Forum is going to have all your answers. It is a great tool, but that's what it is. It is a tool for your disposal. But don't get caught up in not opening the regulation for yourself. Get into those regulations. Ask for advice and where to go, but then double check it and read a little more. Interpret it for yourself and make it your own. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. We gave you the fundamental building blocks, but you're going to make your career in recruiting your own. Because unlike any other MOS in the Army National Guard, you have the left and right perimeters to create what you want out of this career. They're going to let you do that. They're going to give you some fundamental guides, but then it's up to you to put your own spin and your own personal flavor, so to speak, onto it. So I'll end this by saying once again, congratulations. You're all going to do amazing as long as you decide to be that each and every day. So once again, are you proud to be in the Army National Guard? All right, let's graduate.
Thank you for those words of encouragement for Sergeant Myers.